it's Martha here with you for Club LLLC Crafts, and I'm here to show you the May 2019 Club LLLC Crafts kit. So this kit has Dr. Marcy, and she comes with 2 sentiments: thank you for all you do and wishing you well. And then the smaller set is called Cured Yet, and it comes with this adorable little piggy here in its bed, and he's 6. He's got a little Kleenex box and a little ice pack on his head, and it's got the cute little one with the IV pole, and then it's got one with crutches and an arm sling and a little band-aid on his head. And it comes with the sentiments: are you cured yet? Take care of yourself. You better get better. And wishing you a speedy recovery. So really cute. And the dies are a pill bottle, and then there's a heartbeat die, and then there's get well soon. So that's a word die. So here, let's show you the dies first. This is the heartbeat die. So this inside heart does cut out separately, so you can put them as separate colors. So that's really cute. And then this is the pill bottle die, and the pill bottle die does come with that little label, and they do come together. I just cut them apart for my project. And then there's the get well soon die. So super cute, and you'll see them all cut in my project. Here are the stamps. Sorry for the crinkling. So as usual, they come on this really nice laminated sheet so that you can store them on there. So here's Dr. Marcy. So she's a really nice size, about almost as big as my hand. And then here's the little piggies from the Cured Yet set. So very cute. All right, let's see the project I created with this month's kit. So I created a tissue box, and there's a full tutorial following the kit reveal on how to make this yourself. So there's the little piggy in his bed, and he comes with the little, I stamped the little take care of yourself there. And here is the heartbeat die, and I inlaid a different color for the heart inside there, so that's one way you can use that. And then here's the pill bottle die, and I did some Copic shading on that, and that's all in the tutorial, so you're going to learn how to do that. And then here is the little piggy with the IV pole, and he's got the you better get better sentiment. I just love that. And then here's the get well soon. And with this one, I actually cut out the well from one that I cut with white cardstock, and I put those together. And again, you're going to learn how to do that in the tutorial following this kit reveal. So have fun learning how to make this adorable tissue box that's perfect for anybody who's in the hospital or is not feeling well. It's just such a nice thing. Every time they go to get a tissue, they're going to remember that somebody cares about them, and that somebody loves them and is thinking of them. So I hope you enjoy the tutorial. And if you make one for yourself, please post it in the Club LLLC Crafts Facebook group, and it will be, the link to that will be below. I would love to see your version of this cute little box. Thank you and enjoy. Alright guys, let's get started on making our box. So the first thing you're going to need is 4 pieces of cardstock, 8.5 by 11, and I'll show you how we're going to cut them down. And then you're also going to need some wet adhesive, some dry adhesive, scissors, a bone folder, and a scoreboard, some low tack tape. You could use washi tape, but I'm using the Scotch masking tape, but it's a low tack one. And then you're also going to need a blending tool, and I've got Distress Oxide inks in Ground Espresso and Fossilized Amber. And then also you're going to need one of your double stitched ovals, And you're also going to need the sweater weather background stamp. The first thing we're going to work on is our lid. So the piece for the lid measures 7 3/4 by 7 3/4. So it is square, so it does not matter in what orientation we put it into the scoreboard. So on all 4 sides, we're going to measure at 1/2 inch and then at 1.5. So flip it, just one turn, 1/2 inch, 1.5, 1/2 inch, 1.5, and then one more time, 1/2 inch and 1.5. Before we cut our lid, if you do not have a Gemini or a machine that cuts larger pieces, because I have a Cuttlebug and I have a Gemini, so I could run this through my Gemini with my double stitched oval right there, but it's too wide to go through the Cuttlebug. So a little trick you can do is fold in 2 of your sides on the 1 inch line, and then also on the 2 of the 1/2 inch flaps, both on the same side like this. Fold them in, make sure they're flat, and then put on your double stitched oval and run it through the machine, and then it will cut out for you without any trouble underneath. So let me do that and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've cut out my piece, my middle piece. The first thing I'm going to do is we are going to cut out this section, and we're going to cut out this section, and we're going to cut up here. So the first thing, let's cut up here like so, and then we'll cut this out. Like that, and then we will cut off this little 1/2 inch piece there. So this is what we have. Then I'm actually going to angle in the little 1/2 inch that goes across there. And I'm going to do the same thing on my tab on both sides. And I'm going to do the same thing on the 1/2 inch strip that goes across there, like that. So this is what all 4 sides should look like. So I'll show you one more time. So we cut up here. Then we will cut this section here out completely. And then we'll cut off the 1/2 inch section there. And I'm going to angle in my 1 inch that goes across here, or 1/2 inch, sorry. And I'm going to angle in this one as well, the tab, and this one. And then give that a little trim right there as well. So that's what one of the sides should look like. So I'm just going to do the other side and I'll be right back. So I've done the other side, and I also stamped the top with the sweater weather background stamp and the Distress Oxide in the fossilized amber. And then I also went around the edges with the blending tool and the ground espresso, and I just did the edges of that. So this is where we are at right now. So let's go ahead and fold in and score all of our edges. So you're going to go ahead and fold in and burnish all your edges. All right. Okay, so now what we're going to do is you're going to take your wet adhesive, and I am using the Fabri-Tac, and you're going to put some on your tabs. Hold it in. Make sure you've got it nicely lined up along that edge there. Just give it a minute. And I'm just going to hold on to that one, and I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to add my adhesive to this side. And then again, make sure you've got that really nice crisp corner there. And we can do this side here. These are such nice little gifts for anyone in your life that's not feeling so good. Even if they don't have a cold or a flu, it's just a nice little way to put some sunshine in somebody's day. And then we'll do the last one here. Just like so. Fantastic. And then once those are all done, we can go ahead and just bend these sides a little bit back. And what I've done is I've added my score tape. These are 1-inch flaps that we have, so I've added them to the inside. I've added the score tape to the inside of the 1-inch flaps. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the backing on one of them and then press it down, and that's what gives it that nice reinforced edge. It just looks nice and clean, and it makes your lid stronger. And when you have something like a tissue box that's kind of like an interactive thing, you want the lid to be strong because they're pulling in and out of there. All right, so that is our lid done. So now let's work on the bottom of our box. For the bottom, you're going to need 2 pieces that measure 9 3/4 by 5 5/8, and you're going to put them in your scoreboard with the 5 5/8 along the top, and you're going to score at 1/2 inch, and you're going to score at 5 1/8. Yes, and then we're going to turn it over to the side so that the long side is along the top, and you're going to score at 5 1/8 right there. Then you're going to fold and burnish all your score lines again. So once you've done that and you've got your piece with the 5/8 section going towards the top, the side down here is smaller, and this is going to be the bottom of the box. So out of the smaller side, you want to cut these sides off completely because we won't need tabs down here. And once you get up here, you can go ahead and angle your scissors in a little bit and give a snip, and then that angles that right there. And then same thing on this side, just cut up. And then you can come in on this side this time and snip that off, just like that. And then you can go ahead and come at the top. And this is just going to prevent any little pieces from sticking out where they shouldn't stick out. All right, so we've got two pieces that look just like that. And then we've got two pieces that measure 9 3/4 by 4 5/8. And you're going to put them in your scoreboard with the 9 3/4 across the top. And you're going to score at 5 1/8, just like that. And you're going to do that to both your pieces. Before we put our box together, we're going to go ahead and do the stamping for the outside of the box. So with the, I'm just going to move the scoreboard because we are done with it now. So just go ahead and lay down your background stamp, and we will add the ink right to it, just like so. And then you're going to take your piece, and this piece that measures 5/8 long, you're going to put directly down on your stamp. Just go ahead and give it a good press all the way around. It doesn't matter if it turns out perfect. We're not striving for perfection. Crafting is supposed to be fun. All right. So there we go, it's on there. I don't know if you can really even see it, it's pretty faint. And then next we will do the ground espresso around the edges. And we're going to do that to all 4 of our pieces. And then we can get our box put together. So we have all 4 of our pieces stamped and ready to go. We're going to line them up in this orientation. So we've got a tabbed side, a non-tabbed side, tabbed, non-tabbed. So you're going to go ahead with your wet glue. You can use dry adhesive for this step, but I like to give myself a little bit of wiggle room, and that is harder with dry adhesive. The wet gives me some time to get my pieces lined up. The way I want them. So we'll go ahead and put it on this tab here. Our other tabbed piece, go ahead and put the adhesive on one of those tabs. And then go ahead and tab these 2 together. And you can use your bone folder. Just rub it on there. And then we'll attach the final piece. So this is our final non-tabbed piece. We'll attach it just like that. And again, you could use your bone folder. Okay, so now this is the inside of our box. So we're going to take this tab So it was like this. So once we flip it over, we've got our final tab over here. So now we'll go ahead and add our adhesive to that tab. And then you're going to bring this side all the way over and just lay it down on top of this tab, just like so. And it should line up perfectly. Let's go ahead and do that with your bone folder. Then we're going to stand our box up like this. So you can kind of pick and see which of your sides you like the best, or which of your bottoms looks the best. And that one looks nice to me. So let's fold this out. So the first thing we need to do is add some adhesive to this one down here. And then we will go ahead and lay this piece on top of that. And you can close the box, or you can kind of stick these two flaps out and take your bone folder, give it a rub in there. Make sure it kind of adheres nicely. And then we can go ahead and put some more of the wet glue in here, or on here. And fold that one down. And then the same for this piece. And then we can fold this one down. And once they're all folded down, you can kind of press on the sides and make sure it's all staying really nice and square. And then you can again take your bone folder and go in there. Just rub it all down really nicely. Perfect. All right. Now we can put our tissue box inside of there. And then we can put our lid on. Just like so. It all fits together and works perfectly. Now let's get all of our pretties on. All right, so let's place one of them on. So we'll just center it, make sure the lid is down and it's not in the way. Perfect, and then we will do the other side when we get to it. So another thing that I've done to decorate the top of, like the sides of our box lid, I cut a strip of white paper that is 3/4 of an inch wide by 4 5/8 long, going this way. And we're going to place it on there. So first we're just going to rough it up a bit. I like doing this. I think it gives projects a softer look. And you can go really wild with it and make it look distressed, but I feel like if you just go light around the edges, you can even just do that with your scissor. It just gives it a softer look, I find. And then I've cut one of the, like the heartbeat dies from the kit. So this die here from the kit. And I'm just going to layer it onto that piece there. And I've just got some wet glue here. And we'll just layer it on. It's just stuck. So we'll just layer it on there. Go light with the glue. This is a clear glue, so it'll dry clear, and it's going on to white, so I'm not too worried about it. All right. And we'll just place it on there. The heart is going to kind of stick up above the top, and that's okay. It's kind of how I planned it. So just kind of center it left to right on there. So then I've cut it again from some Aqua cardstock, but this time I'm just going to use the heart and place it in there. So you've got that multi-tone look, which I think is really cute. Then we'll add our glue to the back, like that. And then we will add it to our lid. And I just think that looks so darn cute. I've already done that around the rest of the box, but in this case I used the Aqua cardstock to cut the heartbeat die, and then the pink to cut the center. And then here's the pink and the aqua again, and then the aqua and the pink. So that finishes off our lid really nicely. So let's work with the pill bottle for a second here, just to kind of enhance it. So I've got 4 Copic markers here. I've got N4, N2, N0, and 0, just a colorless blender. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go around the perimeter of the bottle with this ink, or the Copic marker. This is N4. And then with the lid, I'm just going to go into the crevices of the lid. Just like that. And then we'll take N2 and we'll again go around the outer edge, just softening that N4 that we just laid down. And you don't even necessarily have to use Copic paper for this. This is just plain white cardstock. You could also do this with some ink, like just some distress ink. You could go around and do it with that. This is N0 that I'm using now, and then we'll go across the top with N0 as well. Yeah. And then the final step we'll use is just the colorless blender, and we will go around and soften all those edges. And then for the lid, I want my lines to be pretty dark, so I'm just going to leave it with just the N4 and then just blend it out a little bit with the colorless blender. Okay, so now I've got one of our ovals from the double stitched ovals die set, and I'm going to put some double-sided foam tape on the back, just one piece like that. And then I've got one of our long flags dies, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to make a dimensional cluster. So this is going to go on top of this. So let's grab our box. So opposite to the side that we just did with the piggy, we'll put this down first, trying to center it. Then we'll put our oval right on top of that. And then I've got one of the dies from our large tags die. It's one of the label dies. And again, we will put some dimensional tape across the back. And place it on there. And then for our pill bottle, you have this little label section that comes on it with the die, this one. And I've cut it out of some Aqua cardstock, and I'm just putting some glue on the back of that. And then I'm going to place it on my pill bottle here. And then we'll put some glue in the center. And then I cut this twice so that I could get the little pink heart. All right, so that looks pretty perfect. So then we'll put just a little bit of our foam tape in the center of our bottle, the back. And kind of place it askew a little bit on there. And then we'll take our lid for our bottle and just put some glue on the back of that and then place it on there. How darn cute is that little cluster? So now we're going to flip to this side of the box and we're going to add our other little piggy. And this little heart is again from the center of this label from the pill bottle. We'll just remove the backing of our dimensional tape. And again, just place it down on the center. And then we will go to the last side here. And I have, again, one of the ovals from the double stitched oval set. And we will pop that on there. And I've got another one of the long flags, except this time I cut it with the pink cardstock. And we will just place that on first. Just in the center. Doesn't have to be anything too specific. And then again, our oval. And this time the label is from the blue, the label from the large tags. I cut it from the Aqua cardstock. Place that in the center of that. And then I've cut the Get Well Soon die twice. I cut it once in the white and once in the pink. So I'm going to place the pink on here, and then I'm going to fussy cut the well out of this piece. So I'm just going around and trimming it out as best as I can. Doesn't have to be perfect. And then we'll cut it out of there. And then the last little section is on top of the soon there. All right, so now we've got our little well separately. And we'll just add some glue on the back. And then we'll pick up the pink one and place it on there. Okay, perfect. And then we're going to put adhesive just on the well word on the back of the pink, because that's the only place it's going to stick. And just kind of, again, place it askew. And it's okay if your little glue leaks out. It's clear, it'll dry clear. But that's what that little cluster looks like. So super cute. So that's it all the way around. We've got our little elements that we made almost completely with our dies from the kit and our stamps. So I just think this would be a wonderful little gift for anybody that is not feeling very well. And I would love to receive it myself. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope you enjoy the May 2019 Club LLLC Crafts kit. It is amazing, it is adorable, it is versatile, it's fantastic, and I hope you have a wonderful day.